Hi, and welcome back. In this video, we're going to be covering the inertia feature that comes with ArmSwinger. Now, the first thing you need to know about inertia in ArmSwinger is that it's not physics-based. There's no interaction with the physics engine going on. Instead, ArmSwinger is calculating its own inertia based on a linear curve. Hopefully that will be changed to a custom curve in the future, but for now it's just linear. So there are two different types of inertia. There is moving inertia and stopping inertia. So moving inertia has to do with when the player is arm swinging. If at any point their input based on their controller movement is less than inertia thinks that it should be, it will actually choose the inertia movement over the controller movement. So what that means is that if I'm arm swinging and I suddenly stop moving my hands altogether, the inertia calculation will be higher than my controller movement calculation, and inertia will take over. You can see in the demo here that as I'm moving, if I stop moving my hands, I actually continue to glide for a distance, and that is moving inertia kicking in. What that really helps with is the jerky motion that occurs if moving inertia is turned off. You can see here in the demo that if moving inertia is turned off, as my hands move back and forth, when they hit their apex, they, in the physical world, stop moving. And what that means is that in the virtual world, my camera rig stops moving as well. Adding moving inertia instead means that when that apex gets hit, there is a ramping down effect where inertia is in control and inertia is creating movement instead of my hands. And it makes a much smoother experience. This is something that many users reported being distracting, is having that stutter in between steps. And moving inertia was implemented in order to fix that. The other type of inertia is stopping inertia, and that has to do with if I'm moving my hands and arm swinging and I let go of the grips. Moving inertia slows me down from whatever speed I was going last to 0. That gives a little bit of almost a skid effect at the end of an arm swing. You can see the difference here if stopping inertia is turned off, that it immediately lurches to a stop, which is a little unnatural feeling because it feels like there is no momentum behind the movement that you're making. With stopping inertia turned on, there's a nice smooth stop to 0. So let's take a look at the options for inertia. We have the obvious checkboxes to turn moving inertia and stopping inertia on and off. They are independent. They do not interact with each other. The two types of inertia are calculated totally separately. And then there's the inertia time to stop at max speed. There's one for moving inertia and one for stopping inertia. Now what that means is that if you are moving at the max speed setting that you set under arm swing max speed, this is the number of seconds it will take you to reach 0. So for moving inertia, that would assume that I am moving my hands fast enough to be going max speed, and then I stop moving them, but I still hold the grips on both controllers. If I'm doing that and going max speed, it will take me exactly 0.5 seconds in order to stop. For stopping inertia, same thing. If I am moving my hands at max speed, and I let go of my grips while I'm going max speed, it will take me 0.35 seconds to come to a stop. So if you're going less than max speed, say you're going 4 instead of 8, it will take exactly half of either of those values. So the calculation is being done based on max speed, and if you were going a percentage of max speed, the stop will take a shorter amount of time corresponding to how much slower you were going. So this makes it feel like your inertia is truly based on your movement and not just based on the calculation that's being done here. Play around with those settings, find something that's comfortable for you. The defaults are pretty conservative. You can certainly turn them up some until it feels right to you. Some players report a higher setting feeling better. As a developer, I'd encourage you to try and implement some different comfort settings in your game so that players have some choice over what this feels like. Maybe create some profiles, things like that. So this is definitely one area where you can do a lot of tweaking pretty safely. If you're looking to make, say, a skiing game, that would be a perfect opportunity to turn moving inertia up to a higher value in order to simulate some slipperiness across the surface. Both of these values can be changed live. So there's a lot of tweaking that you can do. There's a lot of tweaking you can do on the fly to make this all feel like different movements based on what the player is doing and based on the comfort level. That's all for this video. I'll see you in the next one.